Good Thursday morning, everybody. Little Friday. Yep, it's April 27th, and I'm Chris Allen here on the Sam channel. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. It is a Thursday. The weather stick is looking a bit greenish instead of blue. It's a greenish blue, kind of an aqua water. That means rain. Rain. Rain is coming. Rain is coming for just about everybody, I would think, today. Right now, things are dry. We're going to start out dry. There's a boundary. Remember that boundary? It was north of us yesterday when I did this podcast. Now we're seeing it a little bit further south as it's being pushed by the upper flow that's pushing it down into the Tennessee Valley. But we also have overrunning moisture coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. There's a feed of moisture that's working its way offshore from the Atlantic. And there is this disturbance that is pushing eastward. So look, by the arrows, it's going to be hard to escape the rain. Now, there's nothing falling here in southern Kentucky just yet, but it will. You can already see a few little showers that are trying to get going back here into parts of western Kentucky. But all of that, some of it's not even reaching the ground, but if it is, it sprinkles, and that's about it. But here's what we're waiting on: this low pressure system that's down around Shreveport, Louisiana. It's going to ride northward through Arkansas, meet up with this front, stall it out a bit, but that energy is going to wring out the atmosphere. It's going to squeeze it like a sponge full of water. It's just going to squeeze it out, and we'll begin to get some beneficial rain out of this system starting mostly this afternoon, tonight, and into part of your Friday. So that's what's to come. And the rain chance and the coverage is pretty much 100%. So, yeah, we're going to get a pretty good amount of rain out of this system, I do believe. More on that in just a second. But first, let's check the 10-day blender. And you can see that we're going to push near 70 today. Yesterday's high in Bowling Green, 74. And that was exactly where we needed to be on average for high temperature. So we were at a zero as far as plus or minus on spread of temperature from the actual high to the average. 74. Perfect late April day yesterday. Despite having a few clouds with the sun at times, it was a gorgeous day. Today, cloudy, and we're going to start to ramp up the rain chances, as I mentioned. So we go near 70 today. We go near 70 tomorrow, low 70s on Saturday. Sunday is the last day of April. And with that, we'll get behind. Well, there's two cold fronts coming. The first one's going to come through tomorrow. Then we have a second one, and this is the one that's going to come through on Sunday and actually bring our temperatures down for the beginning of May. The first few days of May are actually going to be cooler than what we're getting right now for the last few days of April. As you can see, low to mid 60s, but then we gradually get back into the 70s as we get into next weekend. So it is not going to stay cool very long. We're going to get some rain in here that will cool us down along with a cold front, and then we're going to warm things right back up. It's not bad this morning. It's mild. Temperatures starting out the Kentucky Mesonet Network at 5 a.m. in the 40s and 50s. That's because of cloud cover, but also the flow that's coming in from more of a south to southeast wind flow, which should not be very breezy today. We're going to stay on the lighter side of winds as the rains begin to move in. So mid to upper 40s, some low 50s this morning, where the skies have not clouded over that much in the eastern and the northern part of the state, northeastern part. There's some 30s in a few spots and a few 40s. But we're on the warmer side of things here in the southern half of Kentucky on this Thursday morning. All right, to the model map we go, and I'll show you the timing and how all this is going to play out as far as the systems coming in. Here we are with the current setup with the showers that are to our south. Thunderstorms, pretty good run of thunderstorms this morning, and there has been some severe weather down in southeastern Texas, parts of Louisiana, and now moving into western Mississippi. There's also this cluster of rain showers that's in parts of Oklahoma, moving into Arkansas and Missouri. Lighter showers and a few rumbles of thunder down toward, say, Huntsville, Alabama, into Chattanooga, Tennessee this morning. Put this into motion. So we're going to stay dry, I think, for the first part of the day. And then all of that moisture starts to lift in here. As you can see, this whole area of rain starts to push in as we get into the afternoon. This is 20 UTC. So that's 3 o'clock this afternoon. So I do think that the first half of our day is going to be dry, just cloudy, dry, warm, and the showers really will start to kind of speckle in as we get into the afternoon. Just about for the drive home is when we're going to start to really see the shower activity ramping up. And yes, there might even be a rumble of thunder or two, but we're not expecting any severe weather or anticipating severe weather for us. Scattered showers and thunderstorms as we get into tonight. You're seeing a couple of those areas right there with the yellows and a couple of red specks showing up there, indicating we could get some heavier downpours with any kind of thunderstorm. The thunderstorms just seem to enhance the rainfall a little bit more. But again, this is going to be a situation where overnight you're not going to have to worry about your weather radio going off for severe weather. It's not going to be one of those situations. Certainly further south, it's going to be that way. So, yeah, that's where the problem areas are. So here we are, 1 UTC on Friday. That's going to put us about, let's see, about what, 8 o'clock tonight. So that's when the low pressure system starts to really get moving and cranked up and just throwing in the Gulf moisture. And of course, a little bit starting to draw in a little bit of that Atlantic moisture as well. So it all just kind of sets up right here over the Mid South region. So expect rain for tonight, and you could hear it come down pretty good. Uh, and with a rumble of thunder, as I mentioned, but overall, it's not going to be anything that's too strong. There may be a couple of stronger downpours or even more rumbles of thunder as this thing moves east by tomorrow morning. We're looking at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. to the east of us tomorrow morning with some more enhanced rainfall. Then, as we get into Friday morning, we do see a cutoff. There's a bit of a cutoff here between this system, which is bringing in the Gulf moisture, and this system, which is the next one that's going to come in and work its way eastward as we get into Friday and then again on Saturday into Sunday. But the rain chances with that system are not very high. Here we go into Saturday. We see the showers and an obvious low pressure system down here in Texas. And here comes our next little round of rain, as you see there. Whoops, let me go back. Yeah. So here's the low, throwing up the moisture again back into our area. There will be a long cold front with the system that's over the Great Lakes. And notice as you saw in the 10-day blender, we get a little bit cooler, but we're not going to get as chilly as it's been lately with this system. The jet stream is staying well to the north, and so we'll get some modified cooler air, but it's not going to be chilly. It's not going to be frosty again like we've had the last couple of days. But that low pressure system, pretty obvious down here to the south as it throws the moisture back into our area. We're going to keep in a chance of showers Saturday into maybe early Sunday, but the rain chances are pretty low at that point. So the better chance of rain, and even some of the rainfall totals have come way down from what we were looking at here just yesterday. I want to show you that too, the QPF, so that you can see what we're projecting now for rainfall. No longer the 1 to 2 inch deluge of rain, but I mean, there's still going to be some places that get an inch of rain, maybe an inch and a half in some places, but now we're pushing that heavier rain off to the east where it's going to be more enhanced out of the Gulf of Mexico and out of the Atlantic as that system, plus the second system that'll come in for Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning will come through. That's where the heaviest of the rains are going to be. So we're going to get some rain. Some of it will be a little bit heavy at times, but not quite the bigger rains that we were looking at even just yesterday. All right, let's go to the surface map. I'll show you what's going to take place over the next 7 days. There's our stalled boundary. Here's the systems back west that are going to eventually become one low pressure system and then just eventually meet up with that stalled front and push everything off to the east. And there it is, stalled boundary into Tennessee, low pressure system over the Gulf of Mexico. This is where the severe weather will be located later today into parts of Texas and Louisiana, and then drawing up the rains and the thunderstorms into parts of Arkansas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. Our chance of rain will come more so into tonight and early tomorrow as low pressure then changes that front, which is stationary, into more of a warm front and lifts it northward. There will be developing showers along and ahead of that front as we get into this afternoon and this evening, is what I meant to say. This afternoon, not tomorrow, this afternoon, this evening. Here comes the low, and it's going to track right through about Jonesboro, Arkansas, into Dyersburg, Tennessee, and then through western Kentucky as we get into tonight and early tomorrow. That's when the heaviest of the rains come through. But notice, no severe weather, but yes, rumbles of thunder certainly possible overnight tonight as you hear some of the heavier rain come through. Here is the second system dropping out of the plains and the Rockies, and this is going to be the one that follows behind this first one. So here we go into Friday morning, Friday afternoon as the front comes through. Here we go into Friday night, a little piece of energy there. You see that shortwave trough keeping us cloudy. As we get into Saturday, pretty quiet to start. But then here's the second system in a much more weakened setup. After this front one spends a lot of energy, this first system spends a lot of energy. This one then starts to run out of gas, except for the folks down in Texas and Louisiana. The Gulf coastal states get more thunderstorms and potentially more severe weather. But here comes the front, and this one is going to usher in the cooler air that we'll begin to feel on Sunday into Monday, into Tuesday, and into Wednesday. High pressure begins to take over, and it's going to start out cooler, but as you saw on the 10-day blender, it eventually gets a lot warmer, finally back into the 70s where we ought to be as we get into the end of next week, which is the beginning, well, the first weekend in May. The first day of May is actually Monday. All right, that'll do it for this edition of the podcast. Headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7, to do the morning show, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I've got more of those far off Broadway players' tickets to Glasgow, the Plaza Theater. Whose wives are they anyway? It's a comedy, and it's at the Plaza this weekend in Glasgow. And then, of course, Wendy's tickets to give away. Somebody asked me yesterday, when are you going to give away the Christopher Cross tickets? Just be patient. Be patient. It's coming. We got to set it all up and get it going. but it's coming. So probably the beginning of next week or one day next week, we'll kick it off and it'll be ready to go as we're getting closer. I mean, we're still, well, as of today, a month away. How about that? A month away. No, 2 months away. What am I thinking? This is April 27th. He's not coming until June 27th. So I skipped May. It's going to be May. Yeah, so it's 2 months away. So I don't want to get in too big of a hurry. You know, I want to pace this out because I only have a limited number to give away. So I'm working on something unique to give these Christopher Cross tickets away. In the meantime, you can purchase your tickets right now at the SkyPack box office or online at theskypack.com and get your seats. Get good seats. It's going to be a good night. I'm going to be hosting, and it's going to be a cool evening. So, in the meantime, thank you for watching. As always, have a great day, and I'll see you on the radio.